Coming up this evening, surging COVID-19 infections likely to put pressure on health facilities across the country, says medical analysts.
Farmers introduced two high-yielding tomato varieties, improving on shelf life and marketability.
Police service goes hard on doomsday prophecies, warns religious bodies of legal implications.
And Russian court orders older civil rights group Memorial to cease operations over alleged foreign influence. Good evening.
It's Newsar Live on GBC News and on GTV, also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Samuela Korte.
And my name is Clara Milano. We're also live on DSTV channel 278. Jonathan in Team Dalcon will interpret the news into sign language. Good evening.
Now the news in detail. The Ghana Health Service says the country has entered its fourth wave of COVID-19.
The Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Franklin Esiedu-Bekwin, said the rate of infection is very high due to the Omicron variant.
At 8,554, with over 1,000 cases recorded daily for 3 consecutive days. New cases stands at 1,264 following the confirmation of the Omicron variant of COVID-19 in Ghana amidst the Christmas festivities. The government of Ghana has introduced strict measures to control the spread of the virus. Earlier this month, it said all persons flying in and out of the country are to be fully vaccinated and to strictly follow stipulated guidelines for both self-preservation and the protection of the larger society. It also warned that airlines which bring in passengers to the Kotoka International Airport who are not fully vaccinated should be surcharged $3,500 per passenger, and airlines which board passengers without PCR test results or transport and disembark passengers with positive PCR test results into Accra will also be fined $3,500 per passenger.
Meanwhile, there are reports of an imminent shutdown of the accident and emergency units at the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital due to a surge in COVID-19 infections among doctors at the unit. The medical director at the teaching hospital, Professor Bafo Kofi-Opoku, says dozens of doctors who tested positive for the virus are receiving treatment, but the situation is threatening services at the unit. Professor Opoku further says the hospital's COVID treatment centers have also seen rising numbers of patients, adding a surge among health workers, which threatens the fight against the virus. According to Professor Opoku, this surge is seriously affecting the staff of Komfanoche, whose policy is that once a staff, that is a doctor, nurse, or any other staff, tests positive, the person is expected to stay off for 2 weeks. He added that the situation at the emergency unit is worrying since virtually all active and they are not coming to work. Professor Opoku said there are fears other units of the hospital would be overwhelmed if the public do not adhere to the safety protocols.
Two new and superior quality tomato varieties have been introduced to farmers at Akumadam in the Ashanti region. CRI Kwabena and CRI Kopia are said to have superior qualities to the existing local and imported breeds in terms of maturity period, shelf life and marketability. The Crops Research Institute, CRI, of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research developed the new tomato varieties and approved by the National Varietal Release and Registration Committee.
A month ago, GBC News report on the Crops Research Institute's effort at breeding CRI Kobna Kobna and CRI Copia, new tomato varieties that are said to be high yielding, early maturing, and have longer shelf life that compare favorably with local and Burkinabe varieties. This was in response to complaints by tomato importers, traders, and consumers who said the varieties currently on the market perish too quickly. The Crops Research Institute, CRI, of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, with support from the Korean Program on International Agriculture, COPIA, and the government of Ghana, researched into the available varieties and developed new breeds. Upon its evaluation, the National Varietal Release and Registration Committee approved 2 out of the 3 new varieties, the CRI Kobna Kobna and CRI Copia, for upscaling and commercial production in Ghana. The research team visited the fields of some of the participating farmers in the research work at Akumadan in the Ashanti region, an area famous for tomato farming, to learn at first hand how the crops were doing. Some of the farmers shared their experiences.
Na wode koma kete so a ya na ye ton ntem sen yen ye de na edua na ha no
na ba no so so bebre ma hu sa so bebre na ade koma kete so a eno no price no e was rosin yen local tomatoes no
se dada no wobete ntosi nnuama akoma wo ha e na abenya adaka we woti aduana enum a e wo sa adaka yema.
The team, which included the Ashanti Regional Director of Agric, Reverend John Money, and the Director of the Crops Research Institute, Dr. Muchia, further interacted with more local tomato farmers to introduce the new varieties to them. A research scientist and tomato breeder with the CRI, Dr. Michael Osei, mentioned some of the qualities of the new tomato varieties.
It's early maturing. That is, it takes 55 days after planting to see it mature. 2, the yield is very high. We are recording 20 tons per hectare, which is twice or thrice what the farmers are getting. Our variety is tolerant to certain disease. More importantly, what we call tomato leaf blight.
The Korean ambassador to Ghana, Mr. Lim Jong-taik, explained that funding for the research work is in line with the objectives of COPIA to support Ghana's food security efforts.
Korea International Cooperation Agency, we are helping the Ghanaian government to get self-sufficiency in food.
When the certified seeds of the 2 new tomato varieties are eventually made available, farmers could increase their yield from the present 7.5 ton per hectare to 20 ton per hectare, which they say could increase their yields and improve their income.
The Ghana Police Service says over the years, communication of what it calls prophecies of harm, danger, and death by some religious leaders have created tension and panic and put the lives of many people in the country in fear and danger. In a statement, the service has cautioned that under Ghanaian law, it is a crime for a person to publish or reproduce a statement, rumor, or reports which is likely to cause fear and harm to the public or to disturb public peace, where the person has no evidence to prove that the statement, rumor, or reports is true.
Police take this opportunity to remind all Ghanaians regarding the issue of public causing fear and panic, among others, so far as that particular law is concerned, so that our major stakeholders will not be caught in it. It's around this time that some of these phenomena normally and do. And it is natural that we take this administration take this opportunity to remind the sensitized, to admonish and inform our clients, the general public, those who own police, those who make the very acts that we are talking about, that there is this rules of engagement that prohibit the use of prophecies to cause fear, panic, harm, and certainly times that may even lead to fraudulent activities. Therefore, we stand to gain if the police administration will use this opportunity to inform all of us to be circumspect in the way and manner we sermonize and then we evangelize and tell the everlasting gospel in order to win the hearts of
The founder of the Alliance for Christian Advocacy Africa, Reverend Dr. Kwame Frimpong, has urged church leaders to support efforts by the Ghana Police Service to respond to religious excesses and abuses of church members and others in the name of spiritual gifts. He explains that misleading theologies and religious abuses frustrate the public and threatens religious harmony. Dr. Frimpong also charged the police service to equally operate within the law without semblance of religious persecution.
What the Ghana Police Service is saying, and my understanding, is that in even your life, you're practicing the freedom that the laws of this country provide for you. Remember that other people also have freedoms. They also have rights. So that if you have prophecy, yes, but in giving the prophecy, be mindful of the other person's privacy, freedom, and rights. So that you don't sit on your church, on television, radio, and pronounce this year, say 2022, as we enter into the new year, to say, so you will die. And they say that you will die by, say, gunshot or lorry accident and all that. And sometimes some of the people are even not church members at all. Some are not even Christians. You know, so in giving your prophecy, be mindful of certain sensibilities of individuals and other people and their families and their dear ones. That's what we are talking about. So I'm not sure the Ghana Police Service is saying, and with the directive, that caution statement, and saying, don't leave your faith, don't practice spiritual gifts. They have not said that, and I don't think they have that intention as far as the statement we have studied is concerned.
The chiefs and people of Anglo in the Keta municipality of the Volta region have reiterated their call on government to fix the deplorable road networks to open up the area for development. They lamented about the current bad road of the place, which they say is negatively affecting socio-economic livelihoods and the health of the people. The call was made at a Deba of Chiefs at Afianyigba.
Anglo Afiadanyigba in the Keta municipality in the Volta region forms part of the Anglo enclave and is predominantly a fishing and salt mining community. The bad state of road networks in the community is a worry to the residents, who say it is affecting their economic activities, as traders from other parts of the country and commercial drivers find it difficult to access the road to do business in the area. The Anglo Afiadanyigba junction to Haveji stretch in particular is the major road that serves as the shortest route for vehicles traveling from Accra and Ho to Keta. However, after several appeals to have the deplorable road fixed, the concern of the people of Anglo Afiadanyigba has not been addressed. Some citizens expressed their displeasure.
The road network of the town is very, very, very bad. Commuting from the junction to the town through to Keta, the potholes on the road is making it such that the haulage vehicles that ply the road to actually cut salt to other areas find it very difficult to come to the town. Usually when they are coming, they break down on the road and they prefer the N1 highway from Aferengba Junction through to Denu to Adina to go and cut salt from there. Meanwhile, we also have salt here.
This route will be very beneficial because it links Keta to Afiadanyigba Junction, but as far as O, so it's the shortest route when you are coming from Keta to O. This is the shortest route. It will allow for market women to bring goods to our markets because of the bad nature of the road. Some drivers are just not interested in flying this route, and so it's making business on market days very difficult for for us.
At a deba, the Dufia of Anglo Afiadengba Tagbi Kajahlu said his people, who are mainly fishermen, fishmongers, and salt miners, are struggling to make ends meet due to the poor nature of roads. He disclosed that the chiefs and people will be happy to see the commencement of the project next year. He encouraged some newly installed divisional chiefs and queen mothers of the traditional area to work towards the development of the area. The chiefs and queen mothers pledged to work with the people in the community and Anglo in general to foster unity.
Now, it was the turn of the people of Choko, a suburb of Accra, to have a feel of the Christmas with the less privileged. The president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Afelmoni, and partners feted the less privileged at Choko with 3 square meals and other goodies to put smiles on the faces of the Christmas.
Over 100 children and widows living in Choko benefited from the kind gesture of the president for the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Afelmoni, and the NGOs which helped in the project of feting the less privileged. The items presented included food, clothes, drinks, footwears, treated mosquito nets and baby wears for nursing mothers, and free medical screening for all. TNB Baba College was on hand to service them with free clean haircuts. The GJA president, Mr. Afelmoni, commended individuals and journalists who readily support the less privileged in our society when they are called upon. Member of Parliament for Ablekuma South, Mr. Okuvandepoy, thanked the GJA and NGOs for the gesture.
We are very grateful to all of you and also for our local group, WOFA. What you are doing today sends a strong message of your commitment to improve the lives of our children and our people in Choko.
According to the president of Give Me Hope Foundation, Mr. Wisdom Dodwe, their aim is to provide the less privileged children with formal education and skills training. In all, 5 NGOs pooled resources to put smiles on the faces of the people. They include Ghana Journalists Association, AIM Ghana, Watch Your Tongue Foundation, Glimmer of Hope Foundation, and TNB Baba College.
The Methodist Youth Fellowship Accra New Town Circuit at Nima in Accra has donated food items to underprivileged persons in society. The occasion's themed Touched a Widow was organized to help spread love and put smiles on the faces of these people during the festive season.
The Touch a Widow initiative is organized every 2 years in December to put smiles on the faces of widows, widowers, and the less privileged in the church and society. This is the 4th in a series of this kind gesture. The occasion commenced with joyous hymnals from the congregation. The first Vice President of the Methodist Youth Fellowship, Accra New Town Circuit, Mr. Samuel Kwaju Ajay, touched on the essence of giving, especially to the underprivileged.
It's a biennial program. Every 2 years we come their way, we put a smile on the faces of the widows, the widowers, and the less privileged. It's something we know, it's not something much, it's something small to just make sure that we put smiles on the faces of the widows.
Items including hampers were donated to the participants. A beneficiary, Madame Rismond Agote, was grateful for the gesture.
Actually, I am happy because if you think about how the condition of living is, it is not easy even to buy kenke and fish and eat. So if the youth, they managed to present such a great thing to us, we appreciate it.
The organizers were grateful to all who have contributed to the program over the years to make it a success.
Fortune has smiled on the Mother of Mercy Babies home at Sirigu in the Katsina Nankana West District of the Upper East region. The children of the home have been blessed with some food items and non-food items from an NGO promoting maternal, adolescent and child health, Promac Foundation, in collaboration with Bethel. Please.
You can see the building is falling apart. So there's danger that it can collapse on the children when they are playing here.
The Mother of Mercy Babies home began when a religious female congregation went to Sirigu to work. At the time, women were delivering their babies at home, and anytime a woman died during childbirth, that child was seen as the cause of the death of the mother. In order to prevent the occurrences of more deaths, disaster, or calamity to the family, such babies were killed. This inhumane situation attracted the sympathy of some Reverend Sisters of the Catholic Church after they had chanced upon an infant about to be killed because the mother had died during delivery. The sisters then started the home with rescued infants. With the passage of time, the core inmates of the home changed from rescued children to abandoned children or children whose mothers lack the mental capacity to take care of them. At the moment, the Mother of Mercy home has 17 children managed by 3 Reverend Sisters. However, the condition of the home, coupled with the essential needs of the home, is nothing to write home about. The orphanage, which was set up in 1984, is faced with numerous challenges, including inadequate infrastructure, food items, toiletries, and staff. Co-founder of Promac Foundation, Mrs. Corazon Aquino Awolugutu, gave the rationale behind the gesture.
And today we are here because it is Christmas, or we are in the festive season. And then, as we all know, during this festive seasons, it is our responsibilities as corporate individuals in society to come and lighten up the faces of these young people.
The assistant in charge of the Mother of Mercy Babies home, Reverend Sister Jacinta Zaginye, expressed her profound gratitude to Promac Foundation for the gesture.
It will go a long way to ease some of the burdens and the challenges we were meeting. Our children, for instance, we need a lot of fees, like the lactogens, the one, foodstuff, toiletries, detergents that we need to keep the place clean and to prevent infection going in the unit.
Some of these children could be left to fend for themselves on the streets, but for some, they are fortunate to find themselves being adopted by some foster homes or orphanages where they are given a taste of what an organized family life is. For these, they have a sense of belonging and a place to point to in the future as their humble beginnings. For GBC News, Samuel Ayama reporting, Sirigu.
As Christians the world over celebrate the love of God, 2 institutions in the Ashanti and Central regions have extended a helping hand to persons with disability and other vulnerable groups in society. They urged churches and organizations to channel resources into ensuring the well-being of the vulnerable in society.
The Love Assemblies of God Church in Dunkornofin donated assorted items to children of the Adulam Orphanage at Adansi Obuasi in the Obuasi municipality of the Ashanti region. The items donated are cartons of milk, mackerel, soaps, crates of eggs, bags of beans, beverages, and also an amount of 3,000 cedis. Receiving the items, the mother in charge of baby's room, Mrs. Janet Yeboah, appealed for assistance in the proper upbringing and development of the children. She explained that the orphanage has 58 children made up of 35 boys and 23 girls. Mrs. Yeboah said providing food and dresses for the children whose ages range between 0 and 15 is difficult. The district head pastor of Love Assemblies of God Church in Upper Dentra East, who is also the chairman for the Upper Dentra East branch of the Christian Council, Reverend Nicholas Ishan, who made the donation to the orphanage, advised the youth to shun any acts of violence during this Christmas festivities. Still in the spirit of giving, the founder and leader of the preacher movement in Dunkwonofin in the Upper Dentura East Municipality of the Central Region, Evangelist Julius Grandson Avifari, has urged churches to channel some resources to support the underprivileged and vulnerable people in the society. Evangelist Avifari said this when the church donated assorted items to the aged and persons with disability in the community. The church also organized free medical screening for more than 300 people in Dunkwonofin. In an interview, the secretary of the Upper Dentura East Division of the Ghana Federation for the Disabled, Mr. Ebenezer Edwamwa, advised persons with disability to engage in businesses that will give them income to improve their standard of living and not solely depend on the district's Assembly Common Fund.
Ghanaians have been encouraged to keep their faith in God and be thankful for how far He has brought us as a nation. Addressing the just ended 2021 annual convention of the ECcles Bethel Ministry, the founder, Apostle Afari Festus, said the church will continue to play its spiritual role in holding the nation together. The convention was themed, God is with us. The ECcles Bethel Ministry at Wootton, the Volta region, under the auspices of the Pentecostal Ministry International, climaxed its 2021 annual convention with a Thanksgiving service which attracted a large number of the Christian faithful. It was a day of celebration and thanksgiving as members fellowshipped in praises and worship as they prepared towards the end of one year and the beginning of another. The founder of ECcles Bethel Ministry, Apostle Afari Festus, said the church has been helpful to the Wootton community during the COVID outbreak.
Since the COVID came, we took it upon ourselves. We visited the old age people in the area. We supported them with second-hand clothes, food, maize, soap. We support such people to live during the period of the COVID.
Apostle Festus also outlined the plans and the vision of the church for 2022.
The plan for 2022 is we are doing everything to at least increase the branches of the ministry. We have put into action to at least establish educational school for disabled people, at least to make them become useful.
Watching News are live on GBC News and on GTV, also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more stories. Please stay.
Back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and a repeat on Friday, 31st December. walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st. It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st. It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st. It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st December.
Welcome to the business segment. This segment of the news is sponsored by MTN and Whirlpool. The Christmas season is mostly characterized with an uptick in shopping. This brings to the fore the work of dispatch riders who become indispensable, especially to online shoppers. One of such is Mr. Bismarck Isifu, with a monthly income of about 3,000 cedis. Bismarck says the amount is worth it, as the job is a very risky one. In this report, my colleague Esther Ado, who looks at the delivery business and the challenges dispatch riders face in bringing your food or the item you have ordered online to your doorstep, especially at this time of the year.
This is Bismarck Isifu, a dispatch rider. Bismarck got into the delivery business last September working as a dispatch rider for a restaurant. However, Bismarck now has his own motorbike and is working for himself. According to him, when working for the company, he used to earn 700 Ghana cedis a month. However, he now earns at least 100 cedis a day, which adds up to about 3,000 cedis a month. Bismarck says the job, although lucrative, is very dangerous as he almost lost his limb over 2 months ago due to an accident he had. According to him, most vehicle drivers do not have respect for motor riders, as many knock them off the roads because they see them as a nuisance.
Accident the money is risky. Moto no ye china say nam kuruma the way are driving cars no esi shesha ye na drivers bi o mu moto fo no o mo fa ye nyehwe.
The drivers can knock you down on the road and abscond without care.
So the above, but we ko say na mirror asamato one we say car mirror o problem. Two wonam no car betimi above. Not long ago, the manya accident me nine nyame nko an kamena mu buye. It's risky pa, risky.
Bismarck, however, alluded to the fact that many motor riders do not obey traffic regulations, which usually leads to a lot of accidents.
Police for high one thing motor for no be brave and respect traffic light. Omudu traffic light na sia aso redness of jano. Pressure will be the man into no force why they atwam.
The delivery guys should have their license and helmet when on the road.
So we know license, road rate, insurance, baby a year juma sana offer road no so. Tare ese we know helmet. Uni helmet dia police e dey on behalf. One thing no Panama police for hire.
On-demand delivery or courier services seem to have gained traction in Ghana in the last decade. This has been linked by many to the spike in technological trends and the desire by many entrepreneurs to expand their businesses beyond the brick-and-mortar system. The availability of virtual selling platforms that showcase products and engage consumers have provided convenient click and collect services to consumers. Customers in the comfort of their homes now order for any item of choice and have it delivered at their convenience. GBC News spoke to some patrons of delivery services and they shared their experience.
They are useful in delivery of small items in the system, especially food. I can see they move from restaurant to offices and stuff. But of late, most of the accidents we witness on the streets are caused by them. Most of the accidents are caused by them. That's where the problem comes in. Because they need to be trained. They need to be trained well before they give them the bikes and stuff.
With these delivery things, the things are not actually good, or let's say, up to the kind of expectations now. I don't know who say quality because wakocha baby and done some filters, but it's not exactly what you want. And some of the things, can you open them, there's no address to trace and say that
it's something we should embrace as Ghanaians because it's coming to stay with us. So I think we should rather improve it, you know, with the app on mobile phones and stuff like that. I think that is even better when we embrace it that way. I think it's okay. It's just that sometimes, you know, they have to be careful, you know, using the rules and stuff like that. They have to respect this traffic lights and stuff, you know. Most of them don't respect them.
I actually do it with the food always, so per what I've seen, I've not seen any negative aspect of them. But online, I see people kind of, you know, with the clothes they order, you see what I ordered versus what I had. So with that, I think that's the negative aspect because you don't get to meet the people doing the thing. So I think that's the negative aspect.
With an income of about 3,000 cedis a month, one would have thought that Bismarck would see the business as one to do for a long time. However, he says per his vision, he would cease to be a dispatch rider in 2022. According to him, it is too dangerous a work to do and would prefer running his own business where he can employ others to earn a living. Esther Edu Ohumewu, GBC News, Accra.
By the first quarter of 2022, the Ghana Association of Bankers would have armored bullion vans for cash-in-transit operations in the country. In an interview with GBC News, the president of the association, Mr. Johnny Wa, said the delays in the procurement process has been due to the need to meet the specifications the central bank gave commercial banks on the type of bullion vans to be manufactured for the industry.
Yeah, you know, we made the point when the deadline was given, and made the point that procuring armored vehicles is not an exercise as like procuring a Toyota Corolla by the streets. You know, it's a security apparatus. And to that extent, we've been working with the Interior Ministry, the Ghana Police Service, and National Security Ministry. And 1 or 2 companies have received what we call the no objection certificate to be able to bring in the armor. But it takes time. You need to place the order. They have to manufacture to your standard, because Bank of Ghana has given the banking industry specifications about the standards that they want, the vehicles that we want to use for cash movement. So we are in the middle of it. I'm sure by the end of first quarter, you will see a few of them on our streets.
Traders at the Accra Central Markets are lamenting over the hike in food prices and low demand of foodstuffs this Christmas season. JBC News brings you some of the concerns of the traders.
It is the general belief that markets remain cash in on festive seasons by increasing the prices of goods. This Christmas season is no different, as both traders and consumers complain about how expensive goods are in the markets. On the streets of the Central Business District of Accra, traders were going about their brisk businesses, with customers and consumers making some purchases. Tomatoes, a major vegetable in many Ghanaian delicacies, was scarce and expensive. Speaking to GBC News, a trader attributed this to restrictions on import from Burkina Faso and some other factors. Meanwhile, prices of other foodstuff like onions, rice and oil have also shot up.
She thought you look when I only 10 million. We're about 5 million. We're about 6 million. Well, price is a more could be. Nini be thing where market for le, a jala was a fam. Like last year, or more, 5 by 5, energy 5 kilo, and whole 25 Ghana. She be an 40 Ghana.
Be an Kotoku 9 million. Biantone is a bashifu.
Some of the traders, however, advise the public not to always blame the government for the hikes in prices of goods, because some of them also inflate prices just to make extra money.
And MTN and Whirlpool brought you the business segment. The international news is next. Do stay.
My name is Dr. Justice Ofori, your Insurance Commissioner, National Insurance Commission. As we celebrate this festive season, I would like to remind you that before you board any vehicle, you dial *920*57# to confirm whether the vehicle has insurance or not. It is in your own interest. Remember that sitting in an uninsured vehicle can be dangerous. Your family loves you, we love you, Ghana loves you. The National Insurance Commission is your insurance regulator, and your safety on the roads matters to us. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st December. walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st December. It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st December. It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st December. It's our walk back into the year. We call it the Year in Review 2021, showing on Thursday, 30th December at 5 p.m. and I repeat on Friday, 31st December.